thing. But we brought up that iPad, and I think we should talk about the iPads.
Yeah, you missed last week, and David and I just very quickly went over what they got announced at. We mostly talked about, again, how stupid that dongle was, how Gen 1 iPad kind of makes no sense, and how I believe, the last Intel iPad Air is basically the exact same thing as
Apple's A-series iPad Air.
Yes, sorry. The A-series iPad Air is basically the same as this new baseline iPad, except you actually get Gen 2 pencil support.
Yeah, and a laminated display. Yeah, there's some things that are like very confusing about this iPad. And I was just talking on another podcast about this, but this feels like the most Tim Cook iPad ever. They are so good at making ladders of products where you have the baseline version, and then if at any point you go, you look a little bit to the side and you see a slightly shinier one, you're like, well, what if I spend a little bit more getting that slightly nicer one? And then you go, oh, well, it's only 64 gigs for that one, so I guess I should get the upgraded storage one. And then that's more expensive. And then you're like, oh, that's the same price as the baseline.
I hate this so much.
This happens with the iPad, and it's like they have this ladder built for you to go as high as you can possibly go. $329 for the baseline iPad. It's been that price for a long time, and it's staying that price, annoyingly. Old iPad, but you know what? It's still just fine. It's a tablet, right? Then you go, all right, well, this new 10th gen iPad is nicer. It's newer. It's USB Type-C. I kind of want a nicer iPad. Oh, but it's only 64 gigs. So $450 is too high, but because it's only 64 gigs, I'm looking at the upgrade, which jumps to $256, which is $599. So now it's $599. That's the same price as the base iPad Air. So in your brain, you at least think a little bit like, oh, for that much money, I could just get an iPad Air. But guess what? The $599 iPad Air, 64 gigs.
This makes me so sad.
So now you jump up on the ladder again. You go from 64, $600 to like $700, and then you're like, oh, $700. I'm that close to the iPad Pro. Like, I might as well look, and then you just keep going.
And then you realize you can't even get Final Cut. You get a M2 MacBook Pro Extreme, and then you're spending $20,000.
Yeah, that's how it goes. They walk you right up to the top of the ladder.
Right up to the top.
Yeah, that's what basically I see is like the price of this iPad slots right in to be a perfect rung on the ladder in between the iPad Air or the baseline iPad, which is what you probably should get. And then the whole like confusion of the dongle and the $250 keyboard accessory is weird to me. I don't understand that. There's a new 2-piece keyboard with a function row.
Yes, we did talk about that quite a bit because like why the new accessories for M2 iPads are not going to get the function row when that makes way more sense to put a function row on it.
Yep, but we don't get that. So it's just for this iPad, you get that new 2-piece Magic keyboard case with a kickstand, which is nice, and the little function row on the keyboard. And yeah, it's $250. So if you get that and the iPad, that right there, if you don't even upgrade storage, is $700.
That's great.
$700? Like, that's nuts. You can get a lot of computer for $700. So you got to really want to be the guy that's going to make your iPad a computer. Well, that person should just get the nicer iPad.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, you can see how it builds up.
I think all of it.
The bottom line is the product is fine, but it's like weird in its price bracket and weird in its execution.
Listen, I understand that, production's more expensive. They were adding nicer things to the iPad in general to take it a step up from the baseline iPad, but I think most people can agree, and it's easy for us to say over Apple, but it would have just been nice if the baseline iPad stayed at $329 and just got a new look.
It would be nice if this iPad was $329.
Yeah. If this iPad was $329, no one would care about the Gen 1 Apple support. No one would care about the dongle. No one would care about all the other stuff.
So much more
sense.
It
just would have been like, cool, it got a facelift. It matches everything else now.
Yeah.
But to knock the price up that much to get basically just the quote-unquote all-screen display that everyone loves is weird.
It is funny, though. This is still like an iPad a lot of schools might buy. And I think schools
I don't
love
think
a home
so
button.
with the base. Schools like the home button?
Yeah.
So then they would stick with the
base one.
The base. Yeah. I think why would schools get this one? They can get the baseline one.
No idea. USB-C?
I can't wait to see the sales on this. I know I'll sadly be
They're
wrong
gonna sell a
no matter
bazillion of
what,
them.
and I'll be very upset about it.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip. I just wanted to let you know that this would be a great time to test YouTube's beautiful new subscribe button. It's down below.
You just gotta make sure it's like in the same spot you thought it was. It's close.
It's pretty close.
It's a little different color.
It's a different color.
Yeah.
And if you click it, this amazing thing happens where it changes colors.
Oh, that new animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, like it changes.
Yeah.
I think it says subscribed instead of subscribed. No.
Oh.
It goes away, and then it shows like a join button if the channel.
Oh,
is
and you're
joined.
stuck forever.
Yeah. Then you're subscribed for life.
Stick with us forever.
It's pretty sick.
It is. You should join too.